guys are threatening us to be done at 4:45. So, hi, I'm Bob Girardi. I'm an alumni, graduated in '79. We're happy to kick off this panel discussion with you today. The topic we think is pretty germane, particularly for students that are going to be attending this session. It's how UB education helped my career. We've got a great assortment and collection of interesting panelists. I'll have Swapnil talk about himself a little bit and then introduce the panelists as we move forward.
Thank you, Bob, and thanks for the organizing committee for giving us a chance. When I was asked to host this event with Bob, and I started looking around what I can say interesting or what questions to prepare when it comes to how the UB education helped my career, and I Googled. Funny enough, one of the first links comes up from Einstein's famous quote saying, "I was born intelligent and education ruined me." And here we are trying to figure out in the next 45 minutes how education helped all of us succeed and how we can help succeed. And just to do that, we have assembled this great panel from different areas, and I'll quickly go around and then they can introduce themselves. Right, starting from the next to me is Mr. Gary Masterson. He graduated from UB and he's part of Buffalo Computer Graphics for around 30 years now. Next to him, Anmol, we saw him this morning. He worked at Coupon and currently heading Salesman's Search and Discovery Unit. Mr. Bob Del Zoppo, he's running an SRC. He's from a security area and he's been doing great work there for another 25 years. Roger Chaplin, he also is a UB CSE grad, and he started at Oracle. He's from an operating systems background, worked a lot in Unix and some of the earlier OS-related work. And then next to him is Norman Hayes, one of our proud grad, and he's also a Dean's Award as 2006, and I think 2016, and he worked at all the, he started in semiconductor, and now he has worked from Juniper and Sun and some of the earlier, and Bell Labs, which is one of the, I guess every computer science knows about it. So that's a great panelist. We'll just go around quickly and give everyone a minute to introduce and talk about a little bit how you got started and your background of your career. Sure, we'll start from this side.
Hi, I'm Gary Masterson. I'm a native of Buffalo, New York. I'm currently out in Orchard Park. I graduated with a master's degree from UB in 1979, and I've been working at CalSpan for quite a few years, and then in my own business, Buffalo Computer Graphics, out in Hamburg.
Yeah, as Swapnil mentioned, I graduated in 2006, computer science. That's what I remember, I did graduate. And I joined a startup working on information retrieval, applied search to business listings and what have you. Joined LinkedIn thereafter, spent about 8 years at LinkedIn, short stint at Groupon, now at Salesforce and at Search. So the loop is complete, I guess, in back to Search.
Hi, Bob Del Zoppo here with SRC, formerly known as Syracuse Research Corporation, formerly known as Syracuse University Research Corporation. So I'm with a not-for-profit research and development company doing business in defense, intelligence, and environment, and we also have commercial spin-offs. My story here is probably a little bit different. I was a second time going to grad school when I came to UB in computer science. I was a faculty member at a small state school and also adjunct to RIT. And my intention was to come here for a PhD in computer science. And I took, my probably 6 good graduate courses and a lot of seminars here, which I'll talk about later, and end up going into industry. But I guess I'll talk about how UB helped that out later on.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Roger Choplin. I graduated UB in 1972 with a Bachelor of Arts in Computer Science. My first job, my areas of expertise are operating systems and database. Spent most of my career at Oracle. And my first job was with a company, which a lot of companies, because I'm so old, these companies are no longer in existence. But it was GTE Information Systems programming a commercial system in assembler.
And I'm Norm Hayes. I was born and raised in Buffalo, New York. I went to Sweet Home High School just across the river from Ellicott Complex. And in fact, that was my first taste of UB because we got to do some of our computer work at UB using this mainframe computer here. And I graduated, went to UB from 1977 to 1980. I got 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Science in EE and a Bachelor of Arts in Computer Science because there wasn't a Computer Science and Engineering, so I couldn't decide, so I did both. And then after that, I went for a year at Cornell, and then went to work for Bell Labs in Homedale, New Jersey for 7 years, and worked on microprocessors. And yes, I worked with Steve Kang on the Bell Mac 32. I don't know if he's here, but I should have been in that photo, but I was in Homedale instead of Murray Hill that afternoon, so you remember his talk this morning. And then after that, I moved to California, where I have been since 1988, worked for 11 years at Sun Microsystems, which is, of course, is a very good school, for a good company partner for University of Buffalo, and worked on Spark microprocessors there. And then after that, went to Juniper Networks for a very long time, 14 years, with a bunch of my buddies started it, and I joined them working on networking processors, basically automating the network problem, the net routing problem, which was previously done with microprocessors and software, and building these into hardened ASICs, which was enabled by the technology of the time. So, and I'm proud to mention that I'm also a member of the Delta Society, and in the last few years I've become the chairman of that for the engineering department. So, thank you very much.
Great, Norman. Thanks for the introduction, guys. You can see we got a great set of panelists here. So we're gonna, it's late on a Saturday. You guys are probably a little bit tired, so we're gonna keep you on your toes because we're gonna make this interactive. And we're gonna point to you and say, hey, I wanna know about your stories. But today's about stories, right? So we all took something away from UB, education-wise, and we'll share some of those stories with you, and maybe you can share some of your stories with us as well, because it brings back some really fond memories of when we not only got educated here, but our experiences here, some of the relationships we established, and what we did on when we left here. What I thought was interesting, I was at one of the earlier panelist discussions, and I understood from the entrepreneurial, if any of you sat into the entrepreneurial panelship, that panel discussion, that a number of folks on that panel actually, not only did UB Education help them, they met their spouses at UB to help fund their businesses. So if you're not concerned about the education piece of it to help your career, find a spouse here that can fund your business and you're all set. That's the lesson I learned from that today. But just to kind of set the tone, and I'll kick it off. I'm also UB grad, and how did UB help me in my career? When I was going to UB, I was in my junior in computer science. It was BA back then. It was junior year. A radiologist in Buffalo was interested in playing around with mini computers at the time. Through relationships, he hired me to work for him part-time. I think I was moving pianos, actually. I was moving pianos in my sophomore and junior year. So when he said, hey, I'll pay you the program, I said, oh my God, I can put these pianos down in the program. You can pay for it, that'd be great. So I did that, and what that turned into was for me, that turned into a startup company, and we grew that startup company over about a 7-8 year period. It was a great venture for me. UB's ability, I think, in its computer science and its mathematics department, really helped me understand how to solve problems, as well as gave me the confidence to kind of tackle areas in computing that I wasn't familiar with, because it seemed every course in computer science at that time that you took, it was an unusual course and something you knew nothing about, and you jumped in and you just did well in it, if you were challenged. It also taught me how to work hard, spending the days, and we'll talk about this a little bit tonight about what the 70s were like in computing. You really had to persevere because you didn't have a terminal, you had key punches, you had to go to one specific place to, you know, type up your jobs, run your jobs, see what the results were. So, you know, what today probably takes 10 minutes to put a small program together. It took 4 hours back then, maybe even longer. So perseverance was a big thing that came out of the curriculum for me. Swapnil, I'll tell you a little bit about his beginnings.
Yeah, I joined UB in 2002 and I graduated in 2004. Since then, I've been working for Bloomberg out of New York City, and my team mostly manages connectivity and network-related information. And a lot of that comes from some of the background I learned and the research I did both at UB, and the job I got is also from UB. In terms of Bloomberg as well, we recruit a lot from UB. We were just here for the last 2 days. On an average, I think we get around 20 people per year, and that talks a lot about how much trust or how much quality of education comes out of UB. UB is one of the, I guess, 25 schools Bloomberg targets, and we're proud to be partner with UB. One of the key strengths of UB students consistently has been an overall all-roundedness. I was just recruiting yesterday and day before, and we saw people coming from different backgrounds of programming languages and architectures, but they are well-rounded in their understanding of maybe AI, but also combine that with some of the backgrounds when it comes to distributed computing and things like that. And I think from my perspective, that education, either directly or indirectly, helps a lot in my own job. I have been here for 13 years, pretty much every year I've come here. Dr. Benu and Dr. Chow, we've been in constant touch, and it's been a great partnership, not just personally, but even for Bloomberg. And I think with that, we'll just go around the panel and ask everyone, how do you think UB helped you, and can you define one or two kind of those connecting points like Bob or I did, that UB helped you succeed?